Hello, dear. Please come in, have a seat. I've already poured you some hot chocolate. You like it with marshmallows and whipped cream, right? Oh, I thought so. And I have an assortment of baked goodies here, too. I have some sugar cookies and tiny little muffins. Aren't they wonderful? And some mini gingerbread houses, if you'd like to have a nibble on those as well. Just take your pick, or have them all if you like, whichever you prefer. I'm so glad that you could meet me today. I know that Christmas is such a special day, and I feel honored that you were able to take a bit of time out of your day to chat with me. Well, Mr. Claus just arrived home a couple of hours ago. But he's peddling around the house somewhere, so don't be surprised if he pops in every now and then. I must admit, between you and I, he's grown quite absent-minded lately. Somewhere around his 450th birthday, things started to get a bit fuzzy for him in certain areas, so sometimes he'll forget things, you know, where he left the sleigh, or... Exactly. One night, he came to bed, wanting to know where his sugar cookies were. He has 3 sugar cookies every night before he heads off to sleep. The trouble is, he'd already had his 3 sugar cookies for the night and had completely forgotten that he'd had them. Isn't that strange? Poor man. You'd think a person who was able to travel around the globe in one night would be able to remember something as simple as eating a sugar cookie. I guess stranger things have happened, though. Listen to me rambling on. How have you been enjoying Christmas Village, dear? Oh, it is quite lovely, especially this time of year. And have you managed to muster up the Christmas spirit again? Oh, lovely. That's so good to hear. I think my favorite part about Christmas aren't the presents, oddly enough, given that we spend so much time making those presents all the year round. It's not the food, even though it is quite deliciously prepared here. It's not even the music, though we have a fantastic orchestra and elf choir, I must admit. No, my favorite part about Christmas is the Christmas spirit, the feeling that seems to fill the air. It's the ambiance, I suppose. That's what you might want to call it. But that's my favorite part about Christmas, and it's so hard to capture, isn't it?
Elves, have you seen the remote for the television? There's a golf tournament I would like to watch.
It's next to the television where it belongs, dear. Do you see what I mean? He's so absent-minded lately. Well, anyway. Well, do you have any questions for me? Oh, yes. That's one of the main questions I'm asked each year. Well, he's able to get around the globe. It's rather a funny story, based upon a little arrangement he has with the Blue Fairy. Oh, you've met her? Oh, she's a lovely creature, isn't she? Well, many hundred years ago, he had an appointment with the Blue Fairy, and they drew up a contract. I won't say the price he paid wasn't steep, but now one night a year he's able to stop time, essentially, and deliver all of the presents to the boys and girls of the world. Yes. Well, I'm not at liberty to divulge the details of their arrangement. In fact, I don't even know some of them, but I can tell you that what he did have to sacrifice is a very small price to pay for the joy he's able to give children everywhere, isn't it? I mean, seeing the smiles on their faces Christmas morning as they open their packages. You can't put a price tag on that, can you? And the magic that he's able to instill in everyone. That's a miracle, isn't it? But anyway, I'm sure you had another question for me, didn't you?
Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas!
You'll have to excuse my husband. Yes. During the holidays, he always answers the door like that. Sometimes it startles me a bit, but you get used to it after a while, I suppose. Now, where were we? Well, yes. We are in contact with some other magical creatures. Not as many as we used to be, simply because as we've grown older, we're not really into the party scene anymore. We still meet with Jack Frost every now and again. In fact, he was over to dinner sometime in November, around Thanksgiving. And he's quite a lovely fellow. I actually used to have a crush on him before I met Chris, and I have to say he's only grown more handsome as he's aged. But there's never a day that goes by that I regret my decision to marry Chris. He's a remarkable man, and I hold a lot of respect for him. And the Easter Bunny, I believe the last time I spoke with him was about a little over a year ago. We had a bit of a falling out. Well, I can tell you that it had something to do with missing chocolate from Chris's reserve. He has a stash of prized chocolates. And when the Easter Bunny was over here one year for a gathering, some of the chocolates went missing, and things escalated from there, and it wasn't pretty. And I'm sure that both the Easter Bunny and Chris are regretful about the situation, but they still haven't spoken to one another, and well, well, that is a rather unique question. I am actually, contrary to popular belief, I am not the first Mrs. Claus. He was actually married to another woman for about 3 years before he met me. And, no, he was already divorced and everything when I met him. It's nothing like that. Nothing so sordid. But, well, they just weren't a good match. Well, for one thing, she didn't bake, and as we all know, Mr. Claus is, well, he does have a bowl full of jelly, shall we say, so anyone who's married to him needs to be good and know their way around the kitchen, so yes. Oh, I've always loved baking. I loved baking and I like sewing. Have you been to the toy workshop and seen the clothing department? Yes, I used to head that up. I'm very proud of that. I retired a few years back. That was just too much work. But I love all those sorts of homemaking things. I made his suit, you know, his original suit. We have it hanging up in a glass case in his office. He can't use it anymore because he's outgrown it a bit in the stomach area, but we now have tailors who make several outfits for him at once. That way he always has backups. But I make him his sweaters, yes. Oh, a collection of about 365 Christmas sweaters, one for each day of the year. It's always cold here in the North Pole, so he needs to keep warm in style, I guess you could say.
Where's the mug that Rudolph gave me last year?
Would you excuse me for a moment, dear? I'm going to go help him find it. I'll be right back. It's right here on the shelf right next to the fridge. Yes, that's right. Third one up. Well, it's no problem, dear. We have a guest, though, so, All right, I'm back. So sorry about that. How is your hot cocoa? It's just the right temperature, right? Yes. And which would you say is your favorite dessert? Oh, that's my favorite too. Tell me, what have you done since you've been in the village? Oh, the spa is quite lovely, isn't it? I try to go there about once a month. And you had one of their facials. Oh, it's simply divine, isn't it? Yes. Well, if you're ever back in Christmas Village again, which I have a feeling you will be, you might want to indulge in one of their massages. It's simply to die for, especially the hot stone ones. Where else have you been? Oh, the gift shop. Isn't it wonderful there? I always order their special ornaments each year. You have to order them in advance. They run out so soon. I keep telling the shopkeeper she should order more, but I think she likes to keep them on limited quantities. Make them sort of a special edition thing. And the head elf gave you the grand tour. Oh, wonderful. I was hoping that she had. Yes. Well, I rarely leave Christmas Village. I have a sister who lives in the Enchanted Forest. Are you familiar with it? Oh, it's lovely there, isn't it? Well, she actually, let me see, I'm trying to think of the exact name of it. The gentleman's name is a bit strange. I believe it's Geppetto's Puppet Adoption Agency, and she's the keeper there, so, Oh, you've heard of it? Oh, wonderful. Well, I'll have her get in touch with you then. Yes, entrance to the gallery is by appointment only, invitation, I believe, so I'll have her send you one. Lovely. Oh, I'm sure I don't want to keep you waiting, so I'm sure you have to go now, right? There's much to see. You're headed home tomorrow, is that correct? Oh, we'll be sorry to see you go. Everyone who's met you while you've been here has had nothing but good things to say about you, but I'm sure you have to get back to regular life, as it were. Well, all right. If you need anything while you're here, feel free to come by and see me. We'll probably be hunkered down here for the next few days while Santa recovers from his little adventure, but I'll be more than happy to help you any way I can. All right, dear? Lovely. Well, it was a pleasure speaking with you. And, oh yes, feel free to take all of these sweets back to the bed and breakfast. I can't eat them all by myself, and I have a whole kitchen more full of them, so... Well, you see, when Santa comes home on Christmas morning, he can't possibly eat all the cookies that are left out for him, so he brings a vast majority of them back with him, and we have leftovers for ages. Well, all right. I'll let you get back to exploring the village. You take care.